I asked ChatGPT to interpret my dreams, and this is how it went. Artificial intelligence is taking the internet by storm, and ChatGPT is one of the most robust and intelligent engines that we've seen so far, but can it really get into the depths of human psychology and tell me what my dreams are meaning and what information my mind is trying to tell me while I sleep? So you and I are going to test it together and see how it does. So let's jump right into it. I've got ChatGPT loaded up and ready to go, and a couple questions that I really kind of want to see what it has to answer. So let's ask it a little bit of sleep questions first, right? Some general questions, and then we'll get into some specifics. Don't forget to like and subscribe to the video if you want to see more content about dreams and what they mean. I'm always putting out fresh content for you so you can get the best insights from your dreams and testing out crazy stuff like this so you know whether it's fact or cap. All right, let's get to it. So the first one I've got is, why do I have traumatic nightmares? Let's see if it's got that general kind of like trauma information, right? Traumatic nightmares can occur as a symptom of post-traumatic stress disorder, PTSD, which can develop after a person experiences or witnesses a traumatic event such as combat, sexual or physical assault, true, or a natural disaster. These nightmares can involve reliving the traumatic event, and can cause feelings of fear, anxiety, and distress. They can also be associated with other symptoms of PTSD, such as avoidance behaviors and feelings of guilt or shame. Guilt and shame is huge with PTSD. Don't forget it. Those guilt and shame feelings are not you. That's the response of trauma. If you're experiencing traumatic nightmares, it is important to speak with a mental health professional. Great advice, ChatGPT. Okay. Who can help you understand the cause and develop a treatment plan. I like that it throws it over to a professional at the end. That information is sound. That's correct. So I don't know where it pulled that from, but it's got it on lock. Let's see, but let's go a little bit deeper, right? How do I get these traumatic nightmares to stop? See if it can give us some actual advice, right? There are several treatment options that can help to reduce or eliminate PTSD nightmares. Some common treatments include CBT, which is a very effective form of therapy. This type of therapy can help you learn to change the way you think about and react to your traumatic memories. Yeah. Exposure therapy. This therapy involves gradually confronting and reliving the traumatic event in a controlled environment, which can help you process the memory and reduce the intensity of the nightmares. True. Medications. Yeah, there are some medications that actually do help. Yeah, antidepressants, anti-anxiety medications, and even some medications specifically for nightmares. EMDR, eye motion desensitization and reprocessing. This is a form of psychotherapy that uses eye movement and other forms of bilateral stimulation to help process these PTSD symptoms. And mindfulness-based therapies. These therapies can help you develop mindfulness and relaxation techniques. Wow, all great and very effective therapies. It's important to work with a mental health professional experienced in treating PTSD. Yes. There's a lot of therapists, but you need to ask that therapist if they specialize in trauma, because some therapists, they don't really work a lot in trauma, and they can really struggle to help you get the resources and the information that you need to work through the trauma. So that's actually great advice too. It's also important to note that treatment may take time. Yes, don't rush it. It's not a one-time fix, and it's important to have patience and persistence with the process. Wow, solid. All right, let's go even a little bit more specific, right? I know a lot of you out there struggle with sleep paralysis, so let's ask it. Why do I have sleep paralysis? Let's see if it gets this right. Sleep paralysis is a condition in which a person is temporarily unable to move or speak while falling asleep or waking up. Yes, actually people don't know that it's falling asleep and waking up. It can happen both sides. It is often accompanied by vivid and disturbing hallucinations known as hypnagogic or hypnopompic hallucinations. True. The exact cause of sleep paralysis is not fully understood. Also true, but we do have several factors are thought to contribute to its development, including, all accurate so far, disruption of sleep patterns, yes. Genetics, also true. Some people are more predisposed to it. Neurological disorders like narcolepsy, very true. Excessive daytime sleepiness, mental health conditions. We also do know that increased anxiety, PTSD, struggles with depression, increased sleep paralysis as well. And medications can also help as well. Oh, well, medications can also cause this too. If you're experiencing sleep paralysis frequently and it's affecting your life, it's important to speak with a healthcare provider or sleep specialist to determine an appropriate treatment plan. Okay, great. That's for sure. It didn't go too much into the neurology of it. It's actually interesting, like sleep paralysis. Sleep paralysis kind of happens because of a disruption in the connection during the brain. In the brain while you sleep. Normally when you go to bed and you go to sleep, your mind and your body disconnect, right? So that way when you're running or jumping or flying in your dream, you're not running or jumping or flying out of bed or hitting your partner, you know? So the mind and the body actually disconnect. And so that disconnection process usually happens seamlessly. As you wake up, your mind and body reconnect, and as you go to sleep, they disconnect seamlessly without you even realizing it. However, those intense emotions, genetics, medications can cause them to happen asynchronously, right? That means out of alignment. So you fall asleep before your body really disconnects, or in the case of sleep paralysis, you wake up before your mind reconnects with your body. And so you're awake, but your mind is sending signals to your body that are not connecting to it. And that's where sleep paralysis happens, right? Or if you're falling asleep, your body disconnects before your mind actually falls into the sleep. And so you're like, well, I'm actually not asleep, but my body's already disconnected. Don't worry, it doesn't hurt. There's been no research studies to show, at least that I know of, where anybody's been stuck in sleep paralysis or it's caused them issues. The only time a sleep paralysis would cause an issue is like if you're paralyzed when you're like in a bathtub or something and you like are paralyzed and fall into the water and drown or something like that. But even then, usually your body wakes you up and is like, oh, we gotta move here. So don't worry, it's not something you should be really worried about, but you should definitely talk with a doctor because it can be very scary. And so you want to help kind of relieve that. Nice. Okay, let's get to some actual dream symbols, okay? And a little bit of a shout out to all my followers who have joined the Discord. If you want to join the Discord and be part of the special subscriber group and the part of the special chats that we have, the link is down in the description below. I'd love to see you there. And while you're down there, don't forget to like and subscribe to the video and download DreamApp for free, which will help give you all the dream answers and the dream meanings that you could ever hope for, and even connect you with a live dream expert to talk about your dreams and really get the insights that are personal to you and why you're having that dream or nightmare. So don't forget to do that. But let's get to the symbols and see, because I'm the dream scientist who actually wrote the symbols inside of DreamApp. So I'm very familiar with all these symbols and their interpretations. So let's see how accurate it gets it. Usually ChatGPT runs into some issues here. So shout out to Ashley, who asked this question and said we should ask it. What does it mean if I dream of my teeth falling out? Good one. Dreaming of teeth falling out is a common dream. Very true. It's very common. That can have a variety of meanings. Okay, generic answer. Some interpretations of this dream include loss of control. Teeth are often associated with power and control, so dreaming of losing them may symbolize a sense of powerlessness or a lack of control in your life. Fear of change. Losing your teeth in a dream can symbolize a fear of change or the unknown. Insecurity. Teeth are also associated with appearance and self-esteem, so dreaming of losing them may indicate feelings of insecurity and vulnerability. That's actually a really great point. A lot of people miss that one about teeth falling out. Loss of identity. Teeth are used for speaking, eating, smiling, so losing them in a dream may symbolize a loss of identity or a loss of the ability to communicate effectively. Financial concerns. In some cases, teeth falling out in a dream might be a symbol of financial concerns or a fear of losing assets. It's important to note that dream interpretation is personal and subjective experience, so the meaning of a dream may vary from person to person. It's recommended to consider your personal feelings and experiences in relation to the dream for a more accurate interpretation. If you are concerned about the recurring nature of this dream, it may be helpful to speak with a therapist or a counselor who can help you explore the potential meaning and impact of the dream on your waking life. You know, I'm gonna give it. I'll give it an A. Honestly, like this is really great. I think it could have made this an A+ if it really kind of boiled this down into the most basic form and really gave us a punchy answer, which is what we do in DreamApp. So in DreamApp, we actually have this one interpreted as teeth. Teeth are the part of your body that break down food into manageable bite-sized pieces for you to digest. So anytime that your teeth are falling out, it means that you feel like you're unable to handle a problem that life is throwing at you. You can't really get a bite out of it. You can't break it down into bite-sized pieces. So, I mean, if you look at the answers, feeling like you can't, take a bite out of life could be because of loss of control, change, identity, or finances. Right? So all these are true. I guess I just wish it would have had like a little bit more of a succinct answer and really gotten to the core. It's about feeling incapable, lack of strength, and it's definitely an anxiety dream. Now, I think one thing that it did miss is there's a big myth kind of going around that like if you dream about losing your teeth, it means that a loved one is about to pass away. I've seen this be the case where teeth falling out dreams do actually predict that, but it's a very, very small percentage. So don't be stressed about it. However, think about that. Our loved ones help us deal with life. And so they kind of act like our teeth do. They help us break down life and manage life's problems. So it can be saying, hey, I'm worried that this loved one who's sick may pass away soon. So I'm dreaming about teeth falling out because it's almost as if I'm losing them. They help me break down life. My teeth help me break down life. So you can kind of see it. So I think it left out some things and it could have been more succinct, but all in all, not a bad answer. I'll give it a passing A, you know? I think it got a lot of good stuff. A or a B. It's up there. It's up there. All right. Another one from Ashley. Let's see. What does it mean if I dream that my spouse cheated on me? Very common one. Let's see what it says. Dreaming that your spouse has cheated on you can be a distressing experience and can have a variety of interpretations. Some potential meanings of this dream include, oh no. We broke ChatGPT. Dreams can have multiple interpretations, and the meaning of a dream can vary depending on the context. Okay, blah, 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 of course. So it said with the last one. In general, dreaming about infidelity can symbolize feelings of insecurity, jealousy, or a lack of trust in a relationship. Wow, 100%. It could also indicate unresolved feelings or repressed emotions related to infidelity in the past or someone else's relationship. However, it's important to remember that dreams do not always have a direct correlation to reality. Also great, kind of tempering expectation here, which is an important thing that dream experts do. We have to say, hey, wait a minute. Remember, this is a dream. It's very symbolic. And it's not necessarily a sign that your spouse is actually cheating on you. That's probably the number one advice I give people. Like, whoa. Doesn't mean that they're actually cheating on you. It's probably about your feelings of insecurity and jealousy. If you are concerned about the state of your relationship, it may be helpful to talk openly and honestly with your spouse about your feelings. Wow, I give that an A+. A+. That's exactly how I would interpret it and exactly the things that I would say. Did it learn this from DreamApp, from me? Because this is very accurate. It also says kind of in the disclaimer of ChatGPT that it doesn't know much before what year is it? It's like 2022 or 2021, which is when I started making dream interpretations. So I don't know, maybe some of mine got into the database for ChatGPT. Okay, all right, A+ on that one. Let's do another one. Also a super common one that I get all the time. What does it mean if I dream about a loved one who has passed away and they come, well, let's just do passed away. Let's see if it gets this. Dreaming about a loved one who has passed away can be a powerful and emotional experience, and it usually is. It can symbolize a variety of things, such as the dreamer's ongoing emotional connection to the person, true, the dreamer's unresolved feelings or unresolved emotional issues related to the person's death or a sense of longing or missing of the person, very true. It can also indicate that the dreamer needs emotional closure or needs to come to terms with the person's passing. Absolutely. Additionally, it may be a way for the dreamer's mind to process the grief and cope with the loss. It is important to remember that dreams do not always have direct correlation with reality. Okay, so it's given that disclaimer again that it gave before. Maybe helpful to talk with a therapist or counselor, support and guidance. Now, I think this is great. Hold on, let's go back to this one. Let's give that one a thumbs up. That one gets a thumbs up. That was great. But for this one, I like it. And I think it's a good answer. So we'll give it a thumbs up. But I do think that it missed something. There is a second level of dream interpretation that we call latent content. So this would be a great explanation for the manifest content of the dream, which is kind of like the surface level. The deeper personal and emotional level, which we call, again, the latent content of the dream, would say that when you're dreaming about a loved one who's passed away, you're actually connecting with the part of you that they have changed and transformed. You're connecting with that idea inside of yourself. So actually, I wear this necklace all the time, and this is the same necklace that my grandfather wore when he passed away. And he wore this necklace. He never took it off since he was 18 years old till the day that he passed. And so I wear it as a memory of him. Now, if my grandfather comes to visit me in my dreams, it's a huge symbol for me about patience and wisdom. My grandfather was a very patient and very wise gentleman. And so sometimes in my life, I need to be reminded about patience and wisdom. And so when I see my grandfather in my dream, I'm not actually connecting with my grandfather. I'm connecting with my own patient and wise personality traits. And it's an example that I need to embody those and develop those in myself a little bit more. So I wish it kind of would have said that. And that's something that we have inside of DreamApp. That's like one of the explanations that we use. Very, very common. So I wish it would have said that a little bit, but all in all, still a good answer. I give it a B. It could have added that deeper content, but it's okay. Let's do another one. So another shout out to Jewel inside of the Discord server. Again, link is in the description. She asks and wanted me to go with ChatGPT to see, can you control your dreams? I think a lot of us want to know this, right? Is it possible to control or influence? Oh, it is possible to control or influence your dreams through a practice called lucid dreaming. Good, it knew what that was. A lucid dream is a dream in which the dreamer is aware that they are dreaming and may have some control over the dream's content or outcome. Some people use lucid dreaming as a way to address nightmares or anxiety for personal growth or self-discovery. It's actually very true. So they actually will teach people how to lucid dream who struggle with trauma and traumatic nightmares. So that's really, really good. There are several techniques that can be used to achieve lucid dreaming, including reality checking, performing simple tasks or checks while awake to help you remember to do them while dreaming, such as reading a text or looking at the clock and then checking it again after a minute. Yeah, there's actually a lot of good reality tests. Another like really, really popular one that I see people use is trying to put your fingers through your palm. So obviously this is waking life, so I can't do that. But in your dream, you'll try and put your fingers through your palm and they'll actually go through. Some people also push against walls, and if their hand goes through the wall, you know that's a dream, because in waking life, walls don't do that. So there's a lot of reality checks that you can do, and those will initiate a lucid dream because you'll realize that you're dreaming when things don't act the way that they should in waking life. So that's great advice. Keeping a dream journal, 100%. That's why you should download DreamApp and use it every single morning. Maintaining a consistent sleep schedule. You cannot lucid dream if you have a pretty whacked out sleep schedule. Great advice. Wild. And this was actually, I'm so honored I got to go see Dr. Stephen LaBerge speak at the International Association for the Study of Dreams conference. We'll be going again this year, and you can actually go see our other videos. I vlogged the whole trip. But he actually was the one who invented Wild, the Wild technique. And this technique is used to enter a lucid dream directly from the waking state without passing through the hypnagogic state. You can learn more about it. You kind of like, basically you imagine the dream and you start actively daydreaming, and you slip from daydream into dream. And that's how you kind of initiate it. He's got a whole step process. You can read his book if you want to, but Dr. Stephen LaBerge is his name. But great, it knew that too. It is important to note that lucid dreaming is a skill that requires practice and patience. Super true. Not everyone is able to achieve lucid dreaming, and it may take time to master the techniques. I absolutely agree. I mean, I think it could add a little bit more information here or there, but it's getting the basics. One of the things that most people don't understand about lucid dreaming is lucid dreaming. Anybody can lucid dream. Everybody can lucid dream. However, most people give up. Dr. Stephen LaBerge actually found out that for him, it took like 3 to 6 months to really learn the techniques and then to start consistently lucid dreaming. And even then, it wasn't every night. But he was able to get his rate of lucid dreaming to dramatically increase by consistent repetition and real intense practice, right? So you can do that too, but you have to understand it's going to take some time and some practice. You can't just try it for 1 week and be done. It's going to take you a couple months of getting into a really good mental habit. But there are some wonderful mental health benefits that you can achieve, and that's why we use DreamApp to help you learn how to do these things and gain those mental health benefits. So just a reminder, don't give up. 3 to 6 months is the norm, okay? So just understand that. Some people can do it faster, right? Maybe you can too if you want to prove me wrong, but just be patient with yourself. All right, let's see. So another one from the chat. This is a wild one, just kind of out there. Rena in the Discord server said, "What does it mean if I dream of being attacked by traffic cones?" It's an actual dream from Rena. Let's see. Dreams about traffic cones can have multiple interpretations, blah, 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 meaning, okay, it gives the same general text. In general, traffic cones can symbolize a warning or cautionary message. They may represent a need to slow down or pay attention to something in your life. They may also represent obstacles or barriers that you are facing in your life. It is also possible that traffic cones in your dream are a manifestation of something else that is on your mind. For example, traffic cones are often used as a safety measure during construction. So if you have been going through a time of change or transition in your life, the traffic cones in your dream could symbolize the changes you are going through. It is important to remember that the symbols and characteristics in your dream are often metaphorical, a great reminder. And the dream imagery may not represent the literal meaning of the object or situation. This goes back to manifest and latent content, like I'm talking before. It's kind of addressing that. It is better to look at the overall feeling or emotion in the dream and try to find the meaning that resonates with you. If you are confused or concerned about the meaning of your dream, it may be helpful to talk to a therapist or counselor. Okay, so it gives that, basic ending response. For sure. I think that's great. The only other thing I might add with traffic cone is, if you want to go into a little bit more Freudian or a little bit more Jungian and go like a little bit more depth, the part of your brain that dreams is very much connected with like that hindbrain, more animalistic part of yourself. And so, sometimes things can look like other things. So traffic cones are objects that are put in the pathway. They protrude into the path of our life. And so it's obviously a very much phallic male symbol. And I don't mean that in a very gross sexualized way, but what I do mean is that it's adding something to the situation, right? So if you want to really reduce this down, and if none of that really connects with you, the way that I take this with my clients and with those that I work with dream interpretation is I say, think about your life. What new is coming into your life, and what do you need to be doing that's new, adding to your life that has come in that may be in the way or may need your attention, right? So it's kind of like, it's a masculine sort of symbol, as in adding instead of receiving. We're talking about very much archetypes and stereotypes here, the masculine and feminine ideas, not the actual sexuality of masculine and feminine. So, other than that though, I'll give it a thumbs up. Good response. And a difficult one too. There's not a lot of information on the internet about traffic cones. It is a bizarre one. All right, so we got one more before we head out for the evening here. This one is a shout out to Marlene, and she asks, what does it mean if you dream that you are chased by a lion, a horse, and a man in a black car all in the same night? Have fun with that, ChatGPT. Getting complicated now. Dreams that involve being chased by animals can be quite unsettling and can symbolize feelings of fear, vulnerability, or a sense of being haunted or pursued. In this specific dream, the presence of different creatures, such as a lion, horse, and a man in a black car, would represent different aspects of yourself or different aspects in your life that you feel are chasing or hunting you. Okay, good. The lion in the dream could symbolize power and strength and could be related to feelings of fear and vulnerability. I like that. Okay. The horse could symbolize freedom and wildness and could be related to a sense of feeling trapped or confined in some aspect of your life. A man in a black car could symbolize a figure of authority or power, and it could be related to feelings of being controlled or pursued. I would actually take those in a different way. I'll give my interpretation here in a second. I want to see how it wraps it up. It is important to remember that the symbols and characters of your dream are often metaphorical. Okay, so it's going through the same kind of basic, disclaimer at the end. It's better to look at the overall feeling of your dream. Helpful to talk to a therapist or counselor. They can help you explore. Okay, so not bad, but I'll give this one a C. This one is passing, but it's lacking that depth of insight that a real dream therapist would have. And this was actually my experience with GPT-3 and ChatGPT as a dream interpretation engine. So we actually at DreamApp looked into GPT-3 for a little while just to see what its capabilities were. And after putting it through a lot of tests and a lot of paces, we discarded it as a possible use inside of our app. And we opted to go with actual live dream experts because when the dreams got a little bit more complicated and we started to add 3, 4, 5, 6 symbols into the dream description, it struggled to really identify what was the most important. And so this is where AI is not able to replace a counselor, a therapist, or a dream expert. And that's why we use them inside of our app. Because somebody like me, a dream expert, would look at this and be like, okay, listen, there's a key theme here. The key theme is all 3 of these things are chasing. So the most important symbol here is being chased. And we know, and it didn't even mention that really inside of the app or inside of the response. Of course, we mentioned in the app. Being chased is a huge symbol for fear that is causing you to avoid key problems in your life. So there's something that you need to be turning and facing in your life, but you're avoiding it. And that is causing you to experience fear and anxiety. So I would have started there and then interpreted each of these other three in combination with that primary symbol of being chased. So a lion, I like that one. It got that one well. It said it's about confidence and strength, right? So where was it? The lion, symbol of power and strength. Yes, absolutely. Courage. I would say courage in specifically, right? This is where it kind of got off track. Could be feelings related to fear and vulnerability. That's more related to the being chased, not necessarily to the lion. The horse is a symbol of freedom and wilderness and wildness. Yes, that's true, but I would also add horses can be a symbol for the body physically itself. So oftentimes people who are struggling with their physical health will dream of wild horses frolicking and playing in a field because it's a symbol of their mind trying to heal itself, trying to get back to a really, holistic, grounded, and, healthy, natural healing state. And then finally, the black car, a man in a black car. That's the one I think it missed the most. A man would obviously be kind of like masculine ideas. And then the black car, black is a symbol of death, right? Symbol of loss, symbol of darkness. But black is out of blackness comes new life, right? So this man, masculine man, is a symbol for structure and order inside of the life. Car is a symbol for taking control and steering the direction of your life. And then black is a symbol for death and regression, right? But in that regression, we come to create new life. So the actual putting all those three together in a man in a black car is, well, you're hiding from the masculine authority and the masculine structure that you have inside of yourself to give your life meaning and order. That would allow you to take control, symbolized by the car, and therefore create new life inside of the problems or the situations that you're experiencing. So you see, that's kind of a high-level skill. I had to combine three different symbols into one symbol in order to give an overall and holistic interpretation. And that's something that ChatGPT still struggles with. And why, at least to this point, dream experts are going to be really important. The other thing that I think is really important to understand about ChatGPT and this engine is AI will never be able to really replace an actual live connection with another human because I have to understand what questions to ask ChatGPT. ChatGPT doesn't ask me questions back, and it's not able to provide that intuitive care that a human will. So if I hear that someone is being chased by these three things and is having this kind of outlandish dream, I'm going to know what questions to ask next to get more insight and information about that person and what they're experiencing in their life, so I can then add that and incorporate that into their dream explanation so they can know what steps to take next in their life. And artificial intelligence is not going to be able to do that. So like for Marlene, who had this dream, I'm going to say, hey, what have you been avoiding in your life? What things do you know that you need to pay attention to that you haven't really been paying attention to? And then she would give me a response and I'd be like, oh, wow, that really tells me a lot. It makes me understand that these symbols actually mean this specifically for you. The basic interpretation is still accurate, but now I'm able to give some advanced and high-level insight based specifically off of the experiences of Marlene. ChatGPT is not going to be able to do that. So while I think ChatGPT is fun and very, very interesting, and it actually has some really great explanations that are just kind of fun to noodle around with, it's not going to be able to provide that high-level insight and really provide you the next steps for your life and what to do next. And that's key. Every symbol that we have inside of DreamApp not only has the description, but it also has a second paragraph called the direction. And that direction is, hey, based on this symbol that you experienced in your dream, here are the next steps that you can take in your life to improve your mental health, relationships, and your success to achieve the goals that you have set for yourself. That's something that's really lacking from each and every one of these things. So when it comes to information, sleep paralysis, traumatic nightmares, dreams in general, why they happen, great, it's got it really well. Providing that deep, intimate connection and those insights about your specific unconscious, we're not there yet, but I'm interested to see what the future has and where this artificial intelligence engines go, in another 5-10 years. It's going to be crazy. Thank you so much for being here and for watching the video. Don't forget to like and subscribe again. And I would love for you to ask me some questions that I should talk with ChatGPT again next time. So, we really didn't get into some more complex dreams. That would be kind of cool. So if you've got a crazy dream that you'd like to know and see what ChatGPT does to interpret it, put it down in the comments below. I'd love to make a part 2 if you're interested in that. Let me know. Give it a thumbs up and see if we should do a second one. I'll see you in that one. But until then, bye.